Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And today we are back with another recap of Raising Kanan. This is season 3, episode 2, and this one was titled Flipmode. Before we get into the episode, though, please make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Click that notification bell and the like button. All of those things help support our channel. And go tell your friends and family to get on the bandwagon for the Spot Real Talk as well. We got a lot of great content. Just in case you hadn't seen last week, we had a ton of great clips from our Raising Kanan series of interviews and going to the premiere and whatnot. So you guys have been showing that a lot of love, and we thank you for that. So now let's go ahead and hop into our discussion about this episode. Things are getting very hot in New York. Obviously, Rock was trying to get out of the game, and I was wondering if she was serious because, Rock goes back on her word sometimes, and I'm like, what else is she going to do? Like, if she gets out of the game, what else is Rock really going to do? So I don't know. I didn't believe if she was serious, but she told Unique, and once she got snatched up by the people, the Italians, she told the gentleman, what's his name again, Santi, Stefano, I think.
Stefano.
Yeah, she told Stefano that she wanted out the game as well, and then later in the episode she went and told Liliana and crew. So I was like, oh, so she is serious. Like, she's putting in a good effort to actually get out.
I think she's serious, but we know it's not that easy because we knew that Ghost was serious about getting out the game too. But things kept happening. He couldn't just get out the game. So I think it's a situation like that. I think she may want to get out the game, but she ain't gonna be able to.
Well, Stefano told her, it's either you do what I want you to do and go kill Sal, or I'm gonna team up with Sal and we're gonna come at you
and
kill you and your crew.
And the problem with that, now she's got blood on her hands killing Sal. So now Stefano, whatever his name is, he really has her by, well, she doesn't have balls, but if she had a pair, he's got them. So I don't know what she's going to do because she's kind of between a rock and a hard place. She wants to get out of the game, and I think that's the emotional side of Rock talking. Because she's got hemmed up a couple of times, and it came home. It came close to home. So, yeah, she wants to protect her family, so she's thinking to get out of the game. But we all know what's brewing, and that's Kanan trying to get in to do his thing, and she's so busy trying to get Kanan back into good grace, she ain't going nowhere.
Well, does it help though that Unique went and approached Stefano and is offering basically to come in and take Rock's spot? Because it's kind of it doesn't hurt him at all to let Rock go, and then you got a replacement right there volunteering in front of your face. He seems to respect Unique's approach, and they seem like they had a decent rapport business wise at least. So
after the beatdown,
right? That's what I was saying. Him and Rock got snatched up in the middle of their little rendezvous, but
that also takes the weight off of Rock a bit because Unique is trying to pick up that slack. So
that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm like, well, could it be just like a mutually beneficial thing for everybody?
Yeah,
if they just let her go and Unique comes in and takes over.
It could be, but I just don't trust Stefano. I don't trust him enough to say that he's ready to do that with Rock. I just don't.
No, I mean, well, how can you trust somebody who's gonna
exactly
come to the black food? You see how he was talking, calling them moolies and everything else.
Exactly.
But he coming to the moolies to do his dirty work.
Exactly.
Get Sal out of there. And that was somebody he knew, and even gave up, the location where he's having his son Christian and stuff. So, somebody like that, you can't trust them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, I was thinking about in terms of the task force, that has been arranged, because I'm like, oh my goodness, like all of this stuff is going on now. So you have, Rock put in this ultimatum where she has to go and kill the Italians. And here the police are now putting together this task force investigating all of these deaths of these Italians. And so, it's obvious, like when Marvin went up in there to do his thing, I mean, how many black mailmen you gonna see? Like they can basically put two and two together and say it was a black guy. We just hit Rock's crew up. It was probably somebody from Rock's crew that retaliated against us. So I'm thinking that the cops can say like, oh, well, let's go after this crew over here in Brooklyn.
And did you notice that the task force, they're looking for people who are, the Italians that got shot up and stuff. Right. But they ain't worried about the black crew got hit too. Like Rock's crew was hit heavy and stuff. So they're forming the task force to avenge their deaths.
Right. Right.
My guy, since you brought up Marvin, and I'm glad you did, because I didn't want to hold this any more than I had to. Okay, so all the while, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the while Marvin was he wasn't an assassin. He was more of a get the job done. If you got to kill somebody, you kill somebody. But this job in particular, now he stole a UPS, mail truck at night, and the job was during the day. Now, the Postal Service contacted the police about one of their trucks missing that night. So he's wide open with that. And then to go to the South Church and kill him like that when he had his guards around. Okay, that one shot you got off, I was expecting Marvin to be on the ground, because it's two or three of them.
They can't shoot, clearly. They can't shoot, and they missed them last season. I mean, they killed Renee, but they missed him last season. Yeah. And they walked up on him and called him by his name. So he had a chance to duck and stuff instead of just walking up. See, he ain't say nothing. That's the difference between him and the Italians.
Yeah.
He just got the busing. The Italians.
Right.
You got a point there. They were missing left and right.
Oh man,
I was like, he was able to run away. There's no way that he should have been able to get away.
No way. I mean, I would have bought it even if he got hit in the leg or the arm or something. But if they're that bad of a shot, and you call those security guards,
right?
You got an issue.
Yeah.
So I kind of took, had a certain place in my heart about that move. I didn't care much for it. And like I said, an assassin does things on his time. You don't force a move, because of all, you got to ask yourself, what could go wrong? A lot could go wrong, and you're wide open. I mean, you are wide open. Even to say somebody saw you, and that somebody could be somebody that actually knows what you look like. So,
well, not necessarily, because they could think we all look alike. To Marvin's point, when he was at the club,
okay,
yep.
and the white guys approached him about selling the drugs. He was like, oh, he said, so you think I look like any other? That scene was hilarious.
Well, it was funny. But again, Marvin, you didn't know who these guys were? They could have been feds. They could have been anybody.
He had a hat on,
but he was in a tight spot
on, and they could have thought that he looked like any brother.
Yeah. He was in a tight spot. I mean, he didn't necessarily have the backup he needed because Lou turned him down. So, he was just working with what he had. And I mean, I'm glad that he got out of it clean. Mm-hmm. But also, I was thinking on Sal's behalf that he would have been more cognitive about the situation too, because I wouldn't even be going out in public. I might have had the priest come to my house if the FBI gave me a heads up that people are trying to kill me.
Yeah, and you got those sorry guards that you got. You should have been indoors the whole time, or put it on. You should have streamed it or something, but your butt should have been home.
They had streaming back then. They ain't had streaming back then.
I know they didn't, but I'm just saying.
You can tell that he was contemplating though, because when he was sitting alone, Sal, you know, and his wife came, and then he started telling her, you know, they're the prettiest girl. It was like he was saying his goodbyes. Like I think he knew what time it was, and I guess he wanted to, you know, let her know how he felt and everything before that. And he went ahead outdoors. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have, because I was like, the Fed said we got a really credible threat that your people want you gone.
But his wife was like, you know, you got to be at this, you know.
Oh, of course, he didn't want to let his wife down.
And to your point about not trusting Stefano, the fact that the FBI had the heads up, I'm like, who told the FBI, you know, that there was a credible threat on Sal's life? Was that a setup to, you know, get Rock to go in and do the job and then get her to get in? But like, that seemed a little sketchy to me. I'm like, who's the inside person that's providing the FBI this information?
They could have a snitch. Somebody working on the inside.
Oh, I'm sure, but that's all the reason why Sal should have taken that hit more creditable. I mean, you know, that's not coming from one of your, you know, dudes on the street. That was coming from the FBI, and they were, you know, they were really giving you a heads up that it can happen at any moment. So
and he should have known too, because when he talked to Stefano was chewing him out.
Yeah, that's true.
He was chewing him out about, you know, the stuff that went down, and then he messed up because, you know, Rock and them didn't die and stuff. And he said, you brought all this heat. And then he told him before he left, and you going to buy some of this fish too. So he knew he was already out of favor with him.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this comes together, you know, with this shooting that has occurred and then this task force. And it was interesting to see that they had, you know, this new detective that was on the task force, but he is basically, you know, seeking counsel from Detective Howard. You know, Howard volunteered his services. So I'm wondering if Howard can kind of, you know, play some defense, if he can help protect Rock should something come up concerning her, you know.
Well, it's the feds, and basically he told the captain that he was going, you know, stay close and he see what's happening, because he's trying to see if there's anything that comes up with Bert.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now,
and he's trying to cover himself.
I get ready to say, he's in cover mode right now. So, you know, but he did say he'd keep his ear close to it. So, and I guess if anything does come up about Rock and crew, you know, he'll let Rock know.
Right. But, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he sure would. But Marvin, that was such a sloppy job. You hit on your shooting was on point. You did what you had to do.
He got it done.
You got it done. But it was just sloppy in the fact that you just too wide open. You know, you really had nobody to cover you but you.
Yeah, and
I mean, he had to do what he had to do, because Lou, you know, that he had old boy in a wheelchair. So I mean, he had to work with what he had to work with. You know, Lou was like, F Rock. That's the kind of time he's on. And he was like, good luck.
Out here,
you know, he had to do it by himself.
It is what it is. But you know, while we were talking about Detective Howard, I was gonna say, you know, he had some nerve speaking at the funeral.
He's quick on his feet. He's quick on his feet, though. I mean, he gave a great eulogy. I mean,
the cojones, boy.
Hey.
The cojones. That's why I said, I told you my prediction. Before the end of the season, he's going down. He's going down. He's going to get busted. Watch. You know, and what I tell you about the boo thing? I said in the first episode, she on the case. She went to Pops. Pops ain't trying to hear it. She's part of internal affairs. She works for internal affairs. She gonna be on his butt. And then, you know, she's peeping game. Like, she sees like how Howard was looking at her and stuff. It was like, and then you know who else peeped game? She ain't say nothing, and she don't ever say nothing. She keeps stuff to the vest. Jukebox was there, and she is watching him. And when the way she walked away, and I was like, Jukebox is smart. She didn't put it together. She only speaks when she has to, and she keeps stuff close to the vest. But I know she probably figured it out. But she ain't gonna tell Kanan that, because that's his dad.
Yeah,
but she has to convince the chief, and the chief has enough problems because remember,
he ain't trying to hear it.
He's not really trying to hear it because he's got one cop that they were looking at that was caught up in some mess, and like he told Detective Howard, it's just a messy situation around there, and right now he's just not trying to hear anything. And I think it has something to do too with the two of them, dating each other. Because
that's what the father. The father that has a lot to do with it. He was like, I already know who you are and what y'all doing, and I ain't trying to hear.
Yeah,
but that's why I said she's going to operate differently than Burke, because Burke put all her cards on the table and everything, and that's how she ended up here. I think Adina, I think that's her name. Medina. I think she is going to work behind the scenes. She's gonna gather all the facts and she's gonna set Howard up. Watch.
I think so too.
She's not gonna let her, because she already sees that nobody's willing to listen. So she's gonna just gather the facts and deal with him.
But setting up Detective Howard seems to suggest that the Detective Howard isn't smart enough to smell that. I mean,
but he's internal affairs. She's internal affairs though. She's not regular police.
But she's a one-man band right now, unless she can get some other people to help her out. But
she also used to work with Howard before.
Yeah, but
that's the thing. They already have history. So we
don't have hard facts about what Howard did. The only hard facts that now. Here's another thing. Did she have two recorders? What
Shannon told her, and she's gonna follow up.
But that's not facts. You need hardcore facts. Not
the hardcore facts was he was undercover sleeping with Rock when she was underage, and she was.
But that's not enough to get detected. So what?
But she might not have it right now too.
She might be able but she's gonna get it. She's going to get it.
And if Howard continues on this path that he's on, he continues to do dirt, she might be able to get him on some new stuff.
Well, it's got to be something new because, so he slept with Rock, had a baby. Okay.
Right. That's not, that stuff. But it's the stuff, like Burke said, he did after that. He got Sam killed. He gave Rock the intel to have Sam killed. He's a cop.
And
can't do that.
But who else has that information to know that for a fact?
Not unless Shannon was keeping some kind of journal. Or
you got to. There has to be.
She might have.
That's my point. There's got to be some. There's got to be some factual, hardcore evidence before you bring down Detective Howard.
Well, either she gets killed, or is she going to bring Howard down? But I think before the end of this, he gonna get busted, and it's gonna be bad because. He didn't kill the cop and then spoke at a funeral and stuff like. It's gonna be bad, and he might end up taking himself out. Who knows?
It's some juju coming his way now. I'm not doubting that.
It's definitely some juju coming his way.
I just think it'll be like you said. I think it'll be something else, and it may have something to do with Rock and Kanan. So, I don't think he's going to escape that. I just don't think that this is what it's going to be because even though she's internal affairs. She wants to keep her job, and she already knows. Now, don't let me get off on a tangent and say that it's impossible for her not to do what you say she's going to do.
Because when that happens, I'm gonna come back to this conversation. Like what I say.
I know you are. That's why I'm trying to set up a little caveat so I can cover my behind.
We will have to see. I think something is going to get revealed, and it's going to be enough to back her claims.
I think so too.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But am I the only one that felt super bad for Jukebox this episode? I mean, she lost Nicole last season.
Yes.
She just lost her mom. And now here she is losing Detective Burke, who was somewhat of a friend to her. I was like, goodness, like she just keeps it in the short end of the stick.
I don't know if that loss meant as much to me as all her other losses, but
it's just like so much though.
It is still a loss because Burke looked out for her. Like she could have been she sprung for her when she broke into Nicole and them's house. She looked out for her several times. But
Jukebox, I think, had to have been thinking, what does she want from me? She's doing all this for me. She's got to want something from me. And Jukebox is smart enough to smell that. I mean, Shannon wasn't doing that. She wasn't doing that just off the goodness of her heart. She wanted.
No, but she did take an interest in Jukebox because she understood where Jukebox was coming from as far as her sexuality. Yeah. So she did connect with Jukebox.
No, I agree.
On that level.
Right, because they got something in common. So I get that. I get that. But she was also, she's also playing her like a fiddle. She wanted to get something out of her, and in time she probably would have. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Jukebox is not a snitch. So you see how she she ultimately Rock was able to use her to give her the intel. I mean, she was able to trick Bert, and because she was in on the scheme with Rock. So her loyalty is always going to be to the family first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I want to see what Jukebox is going to do from here, because it seemed like she's still trying to find her. So she was thinking of enlisting in the military until they, shut her down and told her she had to take all these tests.
Well, she signed up.
She signed up.
Yeah, but she still got to take the test. Which I think she's kind
of. She'll blow that test out of the water. Yeah. I mean, she's not afraid of the test. She's not afraid of the test. I just think, like you said, I think she's really just trying to find herself. I don't know if she really wants to be in the military or not. And then at first she didn't want to sing, and now it turns around, she wants to sing.
Right.
So
but think about, it wasn't that easy though.
No, it wasn't.
It was Nicole's father. When he came to the house and he was chopping it up with Marvin, and she was saying, "I don't sing anymore." She said, "Did you see Jukebox's face when he said to her, Nicole used to always talk to me about your voice, how beautiful." You can see the look on her face when she said that. So I think that changed her mind and feel like, wow, like I gotta do this. Because he said, I know it would mean a lot to her for me to let you know this. So yeah, and because she's still grieving and because she loved Nicole, I think she was like, I owe it to myself and I owe it to her to get us a shot.
And then she goes back to Lou, who broke her heart. And but
he's knowledgeable. I think he's the closest thing to the music industry that she can get some coaching from. Definitely. So I'm glad he got to apologize and own up to his mistakes, because he really did do her dirty.
He really did.
But I'm glad she went to him, and so they could clear that out. Clear out that dirty laundry. But So I was rocking with Lou with that piece.
Yeah, he's trying to be on his redemption tour if he can. Maintain his sobriety long enough to do so.
Yeah,
I talked episode. Oh my gosh. I was talking about that with my son, because we learned in the first season that Marvin was the one that had issues with drugs and sobriety and stuff, and he was chilling in the club, he was straight, but Lou was the one out of control. And even when Jukebox came to the house, he had all these empty alcohol bottles and stuff. He's been lit.
He's lit, and then took a sip from one and put it in the cabinet so that she wouldn't see the bottle. So and one of our fans, kind of clapped back at me about Lou, and I'm like, okay, so I'm good with that, but I'm still in the process of, as I said before, you're either in the game or you're not in the game, and if you don't want to do Rock's dirty work, then don't do it.
Yeah, he's
that's not where he is. This episode, that's where he is.
That's where he is
on his F Rock tour.
Okay.
And he said that all night. And when Marvin tried to pull him back in, he was like, "Good luck."
But in a sense, he's talking about everybody, because he didn't even want to help out Marvin. So, and Marvin said, all I need you to
something for Rock.
Well, he said, all I need is, I know, but still, you're not even going.
Nah, he said, "Is anything to do with Rock? He's not going to do it." So if Marvin, he was hanging with Marvin at the club, he's hanging with his brother there, he was fine. But if you want me to do something for Rock, he was like, "Good luck."
But that's your brother. That's your brother. I'm sorry.
I mean,
if you want me to do something for Rock, that's it.
Yeah,
that's what he's saying. No, he said ever.
Lou is another person that I think is struggling to find himself and figure out, he's trying to, reconcile himself with his decisions that he's made in the past. But I think he's also figuring out what does my future look like. I think he's struggling with that. Because when you come from this world of fast money and drugs and the adrenaline of it all, it's like, what else do you turn to after that? You can't get a 9 to 5 and just sit at a desk after being in that lifestyle. So, I'm just wondering how everybody copes, especially once Rock dissolves the whole organization. And it looks like Marvin is trying to come up with his plan, like you said, with the white dudes and doing that. And Kanan is clearly, trying to chart his own path with weed and with Famous and whatnot.
But to your point, Lou has quite a few more demons in his pack other than Rock. And based on what you were saying, I think that Rock is just tip of the iceberg for him. That was the one that just the straw that broke the camel's back for him. He just wants just as much out of Rock, but I think, like you said, it's got to be rough when you don't have anything else to do, because your music career ain't hitting.
Well, that's why I think this thing with Jukebox might be beneficial for him. Like, he could be like a manager for her and like help coach her career and help her to get
that would be a good
girl group or go solo
because he has the knowledge. He has the knowledge, but he needs purpose.
But you got to put that bottle down and
yeah. He has some demons and stuff because he's still struggling with the things, like he hasn't gotten over the fact that he killed D Wiz and stuff too. So that situation, the girl he liked got killed, he's struggling with all that stuff. And
everything.
Yeah, and you can see his lifestyle has changed too, because remember, was it the first season or whatever, when his house, when they blew up his house, he had a house. Now he's in an apartment, and I was looking at the condition of the apartments, besides the bottles and stuff. I was like, wow, Lou is down bad.
He's really down. Yeah, he's got a lot of demons to deal with.
Yeah, so I want to see what he does with himself. Like I said, he just needs purpose, and I think something to pull him out of that pit that he's in right now. Mm-hmm. And Kanan is kind of trying to pull himself up by bootstraps too. He's found this guy Paul that he's thinking he can link up with and use Paul's system and use it to his advantage, so he can have his couriers running the drugs that Kanan and Famous are going to provide. So I'm like, well, I was kind of impressed with Kanan, because he was like, it would have been very easy for them to just go ahead and be courier boys and just fall in line with the rest of the crew. But he's like, nah, I'm gonna make my own boss move.
Yes. When he asked him how much he made, he did the math in his head. That goes to show how smart he is.
Oh, he's real smart. And then
he was like, he did it like, he was like, nah, we good.
Yeah. I like what he said to Famous. He said, everybody got their own hustle. We just got to find ours.
Yeah.
And, and that was a good point. You don't have to work for somebody else. He's going to work for himself. And like you said, that was a smart move to bring Paul in and say, hey, we're going to use your riders, and they're going to make double, probably triple what they make anyway. Mm-hmm. So
he gave everybody incentive, told Paul he would get a bonus and everything.
Right.
Break you off too.
Yeah. So it's going to be good to see if it works out the way he thinks it's going to work out. Because, there's always some problems along the way.
But that's where I think Rock comes in. I think Rock's going to take it from, what else is a mother going to do? She bought him that mean ride that he
walked away from.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have been me. We'd have been straight.
If you brought me that, walked away if she hadn't lied again.
I know.
I was ready to say that.
He tested
it
her.
Reminded me of it's same situation like with Ghost and Tariq, because when Tariq was trying to ask Ghost questions and Ghost lied, that's part of the reason why he had issues with Ghost too. But when Tasha asked him and she was straight with him, then he was like, and I saw the same situation with Kanan. When Kanan was trying to get the truth from her and she kept lying, he was like, nah, I'm good off this car.
Yeah, I think
I buy my own ride.
His thing is accountability. Like,
personally,
Uncle Luden already hit me to the fact that Scrap did not kill himself. So why are you still sitting up here
looking dead in his face, lying?
Look, I'd have said, you're lying to me, but I'm gonna keep your car anyway. So
It reminds me of Minister Society because the 5.0s were big back then.
Yeah, but that I mean that might have made Kanan a little hot in the streets. I mean, he ain't got the kind of protection
I know
to be rolling around in that car.
And he don't even have a license, like you said. So yeah.
Easy fix. Keep the car.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking, Rock really messed up with Kanan because that was a moment where she could have got him back. He was definitely warming up to her more than I thought he would.
Yeah, he was. And when she lied again, he was like,
I'm good.
Now, help me out. Why didn't she's been telling the truth to everybody else. Why didn't she just come out and tell Kanan? Why would she have to lie to Kanan at that point?
Because she's still trying to, like, she the mom, I don't think she want him to see her as a monster. Like,
wait a minute, this is the same woman that tried to get me to kill my dad. So she's a monster already.
Exactly. So he already know that. But
exactly
the same woman she had tried to get him to kill his dad. She had his best friend killed. One is just, D-Wiz.
Right.
Like she's a trip.
Right.
Yeah, so and I think she just wasn't ready to own up to it. And she probably didn't want to face the fact. Like she told Lou that she was wrong about Scrap. But I don't think that she was ready to fess up to Kanan and let him know that she was wrong. She wrongly killed Scrap. Because even though Kanan and Scrap got into it at first, they got cool. They got real cool at the end. So that would be like, okay, you took somebody else away from me.
And she has nothing to lose by telling Lou the truth. Like, who cares if Lou doesn't want to talk to me or whatever? But she has a lot to lose by telling Kanan the truth, and then, like you said, having him view her in a certain way.
Well, he's already got that view, but I think it's easier to explain you killing Scrap, than you telling Kanan to go out and kill his dad. Now, I'm sorry. I mean, if you're gonna wait, if you're gonna wait, one weighs a hell of a lot more than the other.
That's true, but either way, she was wrong.
Well, she's wrong all the way
because she was wrong about Scrap. She thought he was a snitch. He wasn't.
Well, but that's
and she made a mistake, and she can't take it back.
But that's the street. I mean, that's just how it goes in the street. People make mistakes, and that was a mistake, and she could have claimed it as such. It was a mistake to kill Scrap.
She could have, but she didn't. In that moment, he gave her and that's why they still on the house.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the last thing I want to ask you guys about is this situation with Unique's brother, Ronnie, because Ronnie is a menace.
Call him Michael Myers. That's what I'm saying.
Michael Myers.
Tiffany likes to call him Michael Myers, so we'll call him Michael Myers. And he does have that Michael Myers.
Yes, persona. You see how he just stares and the way he moves, and he's just like, and you Vanessa is like, I'm scared of him. I don't feel safe with him in the house. I don't blame her. And then old boy at the club, but old boy at the club was wrong. I was Team Ronnie on that because first
he
of all,
about to be out of here.
Oh, you
yeah. The way he was staring at him, and he called him convict. Like he asked for that.
Yeah, he did.
Somebody who's buying that death, dude at the club is buying his death.
Yeah, he's short on the list. Yeah, he won't.
Yeah, but the way he acted when the girls tried to push up on him, he went off. I was like, oh my god.
Right.
I mean,
now that ain't enough to soften you up. I don't know what is.
Well, Cheerios, I guess, but
Listen, yeah, that's his thing. Cheerios and TV. But Unique with that episode, he should have seen what Vanessa was talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would not leave my baby mama and my kid around him.
Nah, I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, stable and volatile.
Very.
She can't stay here.
I wonder what role he's going to play in this whole situation. Especially now that Unique is trying to reestablish his organization and whatnot, and making these moves with Stefano. I wonder if the brother wants back in.
Oh yeah, he wants back in.
Yeah, he does. You hear him like how he's trying to say, the stuff he is saying to Unique about the moves and everything.
But does he want back in so he's not aware obviously of the moves that Unique is making right now, but let the Italians or Stefano or somebody try to talk to Ronnie the way they jacked
You can't
Unique
do that.
Oh,
No, you
talking to
can't do
him.
it. No, he
I
wants
think
control.
he wants the CEO spot back
right, exactly.
from Unique.
Exactly.
I don't think he want to work with Rock.
Right. He
This
definitely
guy,
don't.
Ronnie. Listen, I already told you that I think he's Breeze. He's Breeze. We gonna find out for sure, in due time. But I think he's Breeze, and so in the way he's volatile, and if he feels like Unique is not holding the line, I wouldn't put it past him to do something to Unique.
Oh,
me either.
I definitely think to get control, he'll take Unique out. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I think he would too.
Yeah, I think he has no kind of discretion for anything.
No.
So, I just want to see when he's going to come in too, Is he going to wait for Unique to get everything going and then try to snatch it from him? Or is he going to try to be like in his ear?
I think he's going to try to insert himself ASAP.
Yeah, and I also think that even though he appears to have this like dark, blank persona, like nothing's going on upstairs, there's a lot going on upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's smart. You can tell that he's smart. He doesn't miss much.
No, he doesn't miss anything. And so
he don't miss much.
I think that I honestly think he'll go out and get his own. He'll work out something, but I think he'll go out and get his own. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he'll want to deal with Unique, because I really don't even think he likes him that much. He's just using them to put
like he don't seem like he like many people.
Not many people
at all.
He don't seem like he like many people. So
I want to find out who he does like.
Yeah, somebody.
If he is Breeze, he'll like Kanan.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
If he is Breeze, like I think he is, then he will take Kanan under his wing.
Right.
Because remember that Kanan and he was working for Breeze, and then they brought Ghost and Tommy into the fold and stuff. And I really think the story is moving us in that direction. The introduction to Breeze is going to lead, to Breeze and Kanan working together and stuff, and it's going to lead to the introduction of Ghost and Tommy.
Well, yeah, because Kanan is going to need a mentor if he is to level up.
Yeah,
if
he
Rock is out, or if she gets taken out, then that eliminates her as a mentor. And I don't think he want her mentorship anyway.
No, he doesn't.
And then Lou and Marvin, they not really they never have held the top spot. So you can't advise me on being a boss if you ain't never held the position yourself. So
I really like to know what's going to happen with Rock and Lou and Marvin once
I think
once all is said and done, right?
I think all it's all said and done. I think eventually all of them are going to end up dying. Because I keep thinking about the original Power. Remember when Kanan got out of jail? He said he was going to see his mom, but I was like, was Rock alive then, or did he mean the graveyard going to see his mom? Because when Kanan died, there was nobody to pick up his ashes. That's why Tariq went.
Right.
There was nobody. So I feel like at that point, I think everybody was gone.
Yep.
By the time OG Power came around.
Good point.
So I do think Breeze is going to end up being a mentor to Kanan. And I don't know, I think it was the first episode. Did you guys see by the store the graffiti on the wall? It said Tommy in graffiti on the wall.
I didn't pick that up.
It was like, and I think about that too, because Joseph Sikora is like a graffiti artist in real life and stuff like that. So I was just like, what a cute little Easter egg.
Little Easter egg up in there.
Little Easter egg. Yeah. It said
that's a little premature though. I mean,
that's why he would have been a kid.
He would have been a kid.
He would have been a kid. So unless that was just his graffiti, that was
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it could have been any Tommy, but I'm just saying I did see Tommy in spray paint on the wall, and I was like,
okay.
I'm saying we are moving in that direction. The story has to start moving in that direction.
Yeah, it does. All right. So with all of that said, do y'all have nominations for who can get the hands this week? I know who I want to say.
Who?
I was going to say Detective Howard for speaking at the funeral of the person you killed.
Yeah. Detective Howard, he deserves the hands. The bouncer at the club deserves the hands, but I think that's coming.
Yeah.
He deserved the hands because he was out of pocket saying that to him and calling him convict.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving Rock the hands too for lying to Kanan's face.
I'm giving Stefano the hands for trying to set up Rock. So, he gets the hands because he's a little, he's dirty. So
he was funny though when he kept calling him ubiquitous and unprecedented and stuff.
Getting his name wrong on purpose.
On purpose. Because when they had their little sit down, he was like, I like you, Unique. Like he called him out right now. I was like, you knew all along.
Oh no. But Unique had a name for him. What was it?
Little Linguini.
Linguini, yeah.
I like Unique because I was like, he ain't no punk. Because he was like, he want me to be his daddy too and give him a nickname. Like I was like, Unique's not a punk.
Right.
But I think we said it, right? So Howard is getting hands. So is the bouncer. Anybody else?
Stefano. We said Stefano.
Stefano and Rock.
Stefano and Rock.
Okay. Game ball.
Lou.
Marvin. He got the job done.
Okay, I can see Marvin, but what is Lou? Is it for his apologies?
Yes, Lou, definitely.
And helping out jukebox. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that. He definitely needed to apologize. So accountability, he does get the game ball for that.
Exactly. Okay. All right. I'm not mad at those.
Look, Mr. Bingham, Nicole's dad for coming by and throwing the lob to Juke. So she can get an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's another good one. Okay. I'm not mad at any of those. So, this has been a really good discussion. I'm looking forward to seeing if any of our predictions come true in the next couple of episodes. So far, the opening 2 episodes have been really setting us up for a lot of good stuff this season to come. And it's really upping the stakes. We can see a lot of things starting to formulate. And it's not looking good for Rock getting out the game.
Rock ain't getting out the game because you know what else is going to happen? We didn't even talk about this. Juliana was running her mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Rock is going to take her out.
Yeah.
Juliana really needs to stay in her lane.
And even her cousin told her, like,
you need to worry about
like she gonna come see you. And I think so. And Rock said, next time you see me, you won't be so happy. And she looked dead at Juliana. Yep. Exactly. Juliana's gonna go.
Yeah. That's what you get for stepping out of your
it was like, Rock helped you out. She did.
That's the crazy part. Like you was a battered woman, and now all of a sudden that your husband is out the way, and you done leveled up with your cousin or whoever the guy is to her.
And talking big trash. Big, I was like, okay.
So
she
she deserved the hands too.
She did deserve the hands.
That's true.
I'm adding her to the list.
Yeah, she need to be on the list. And I think she gonna get the hands literally too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to all the viewers out there, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure, like I said at the opening, that you subscribe to our channel, like the video. Also, make sure you click that notification bell so you get alerted whenever we post. We are on all social media platforms at The Spot Real Talk. So give us a follow on any platform that you wish. All of them, preferably. And then also make sure you check out our playlist of interviews. It's a ton of good stuff in there. Most recently, we have a lot of content from Raising Kanan, interviews with the cast and with some of the writers, footage from the premiere of the first episode. So, check that out. It's a lot of great stuff in there. Tiff, Ron, y'all got anything else to add before we close?
Nope.
No, I think that's about it. Check out some of our shorts. We're getting into that, so we'll be more into it as we roll along. So hopefully things are looking up.
Yes, indeed. So thanks again for watching. And on that note, we are going to call it a night. So we'll see you next week for a recap of episode 3.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Don't test me.
You don't impress me, so don't test me, nah.
So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
Yo. You don't impress me, so don't test me, nah. So don't test me, nah. Don't test me.
Yo, they wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with the right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me. They wouldn't let me. Man's gal wanna come undress me. Swing with the right, but I might go lefty. I made plus with it, so don't test me.